Hey guys, this is Baker J and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a recipe for a super easy homemade pizza dough. Today we're going to be using bread flour, but be free to use all-purpose flour, works all the same. We're also going to need 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, a half teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil or any oil that you prefer, and a cup of milk. Once you have what I consider to be the base ingredients for your pizza dough, you can always add sugar, garlic powder, basil leaves, or anything you think might improve the flavor. You can also replace the bread flour with all-purpose flour and replace the milk with some warm water, and it would do basically the same job. Now that we have all of our ingredients, I poured my flour into a big bowl and made a hole in the center. I do this so that my yeast mixture doesn't touch the outside until last. This is because I want to put my salt around the edges of the outside of my flour. Just in case you guys didn't know, salt does slow down the fermentation of yeast, and this is why I decide to put the salt around the edges of my bowl so that it's incorporated last into the dough. While I'm doing this, I do want to remind you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That way you can see all the cooking videos that I post in the future. Just a sneak peek, my next video will be a quiche video where I will be making both normal and mini sized quiches. Now that we've already applied the salt to the edges and prepared our center so that the yeast mixture can go inside, we can now start the process of actually making our yeast mixture. Here I have 1 cup of warm milk. I placed this in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes. I took it out every 30 seconds and tested it with my finger so that I can know whether or not it is lukewarm. I advise that you try to keep your liquids at lukewarm temperature because anything too hot can kill yeast. And if the yeast is dead, we won't achieve that nice fluffy dough that we're looking for. As you guys can see, I've applied my yeast to the milk. After stirring your yeast in for a bit, you should see some bubbles at the top of your cup. This just proves that the yeast is applied. Since I am doing an uncomplicated basic dough, I decided not to add any sugar. But adding sugar to your milk mixture, your yeast mixture actually, can make it very active, making it perfect for pizza dough. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This just brings a little flavor to your pizza dough. And I'm sure you guys know that everything's better with flavor. At this point, you guys could add any additional seasoning that you guys wish to suit your preferences. The yeast mixture is complete, and now we just add it to the center of our flour mixture. And now guys, it's very important that you guys stir from the center outwards so that you guys still do not incorporate that salt until the very end. After your entire dough is incorporated, you can always place it into a stand mixer with a dough hook. But for people who are making it by hand, you can always knead it for 5 minutes. I recommend that you knead it for no less than 5 minutes so that everything can be incorporated properly. As you knead the dough, you may see that it may get stickier and stickier, but I do recommend that you don't add any extra flour until it's very kneaded or until it's almost covered your fingers whole. Adding too much flour can cause major damage, creating a hard or stiff dough. This can also make your pizza tough to cut into, making it look unappealing and unflattering. If you guys want the recipe to this pizza dough, it will be in the link in the description below. I do have measurements spread throughout my video in detail of what to do, but if you guys just want like a simple recipe that you guys can read through and follow, you guys can always look in the description below and that will be available there. I do want to remind you guys to like this video, give me a big thumbs up, and subscribe so that you can see more content from me. As you guys can see, I've now been kneading the dough for quite a while, and it's become a lot stickier on my hands. This recipe is specifically targeted towards the dough, but I do want to let you guys know about the ingredients that I will be topping the pizza with. I am doing two different types of pizzas. One with peppers, onions, and sausages, and the other one with peppers, onions, sausages, salami, and spinach. At this point, I'm wrapping up with the kneading since I don't want to overwork the dough. I would take the dough out of the bowl, grease the bowl with whatever oil of preference, and then place the dough back into the bowl and cover the top of the dough with that same oil so that it doesn't stick on the sides of the bowl when it's rising or on the top with whatever you're covering it with. I will be covering mine with cling film. That seems to work best when trapping the heat within the bowl. And then I will be covering it with a cloth and taking it and moving it to a warm area so that it can rise. So guys, this is the dough after 2 hours. It has definitely doubled in size. I am now going to uncover it and take it out of the bowl so that it can be rolled out and put onto some pizza pans. As you guys can see, the dough looks really fluffy here, but it can get fluffier. Once we've rolled out the dough and placed them into our pans, which I am doing here, we're going to leave them for 10 minutes. This will cause a major difference in their appearance. As you guys can see, I'm trying to roll it from the center outwards. This is just so that I can get a more even dough surface. It's not 100% guaranteed to work, but it's something that I've done for many years, so I decided to share the tip with you guys. If you guys like the tips that I'm giving you, you can please like the video and comment what tip you guys like the best. That would really help. Another trick I also like to do is place my dough pan over my pizza dough when I think it's big enough, just to see if it's the right shape or if it's wide enough for my pan. I'm just going to do a little bit more rolling on this one to make sure that it's perfect, and then I'm going to place it into my pan. Just in case you guys didn't know, my surface was floured very well in order to ensure that the dough did not stick. When the dough sticks to the surface, it stretches it a lot more and can create tears. Now that the dough is in its pans, you guys can see that they're quite small. But now that I leave them there for 10 minutes, they have almost doubled in size. These are already been sauced and now they're ready to be topped. If you wanted to get golden brown faster, you can always beat an egg and apply it to the crust. This will create the golden effect quicker, but it might affect the taste of your pizza. I've now topped both of my pizzas and it's time to hit them with the cheese. They look perfect, guys. If you guys think that they look really good, just don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, say what you like, say what you hate, say what you would change. And if you guys want to see more videos from me, please to hit the subscribe button and the bell button so that you guys get notified every time I post a video. You guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy!